homebistro.com. Freshly prepared, home-delivered, restaurant-quality gourmet meals delivered straight to your home. Choose from over 50-plus gourmet meal options cooked by world-class chefs and delivered frozen, ready to eat within minutes and no commitment. Welcome to the one-shop gourmet food delivery, specializing in affordable options to eat right and feel great. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Every ingredient is handpicked to the highest standard. And why you should buy from homebistro.com? Restaurant quality, made with natural ingredients, delivered right to your door. Overnight shopping is available. Diabetic, paleo, heart health, and vegetarian options to eat. Doing business since 1999. Courteous, knowledgeable, and professional support. Complete PCI compliant SSL security ordering, and great meals. Choose from some of my favorite dishes: the Mediterranean chicken with orange honey sauce, the charbroiled chicken romesco, or the grilled chicken breast with sweet and spicy vegetables. No matter what you choose, you can't lose with homebistro.com. Eat great, feel good, and save some money with homebistro.com. Hit the link in the description section below for more information. Located in Henderson, Nevada, bulksupplements.com supplies over 400 pure nutritional supplements, ingredients to hundreds of thousands of consumers and manufacturers. All of their products are available from grams to metric tons through their online store at bulksupplements.com. Orders received 4 noon Pacific Standard Time ship the same day. Their FDA registered CGMP manufactured and distributing facility has a staff over 60 full-time employees that take pride in providing excellent customer service and producing quality products for their customers. The wellness of the community is of the utmost importance to Bulk Supplements. It's dedicated to maintaining all health code and government regulation. Each supplement is tested in their in-house laboratory before distribution, ensuring that all products are safe for consumption. For any additional testing, they utilize reputable and vetted US-based independent labs. Customer service is available 7 days a week from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time through live chat, phone, and email. Bulk Supplements products are produced in an FDA registered and inspected manufacturing facility. So if you want quality supplements at a quality price, Bulk Supplements is the company for you. Bulk Supplements, clean and pure bulk supplements. Check the link in the description section below for more information. TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, and even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. Who That family, check out the Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform stores where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. So check out the Pro Shop and Who That too. All right, fam. Thank y'all for being patient and welcome back to the Sports Coma. Much love to the beautiful Black and Gold family members chiming back in the live stream for the reaction aspect of this show. Thank the family members for being patient and being so dedicated to the live stream, to the show as we return. In this episode, on this side of it, rather, I don't know if it did much. Look like it's still kind of struggling. I think it's just a crappy wire feed tonight. But anyway, family, I thank y'all for being on this side of it. Much love to the Black and Gold family members. I'm going to open up the live lines, family. And the live lines are open right now. That's right. The live lines are open for reaction on this Wednesday Saints Talk that I mistakenly thought was Thursday. So big ups to the family members chiming in on this side of it. I have the live lines are activated. 504-475-4482. Feel free to get in on it. We'll stay open. The lines are still open for the summation of 1 hour. Family, I'm sorry I had to cut it short today. We usually do a 3-hour show, but internet issues and the likes. But anyway, we're good for an hour. So we'll try to fit an hour's worth of family members in the show. 504-475-4482. 504-475-4482. Who that to you, Kevin Conley? Good to see you in the chat as well. Big ups to your fam. Jermaine Scobie. I see you, Jermaine. Who that to your fam? Good to see you back in the chat. Jay Survivor, Crass, Tori. Who else we got? Tyrone Jones. Who that to you, Tyrone? Brian. Brandon. Who that to you, Brandon, as well. Big ups to you. GQ86SU. Who that to you as well. Brother Jerry. Who that to you? Shedrick, Troy, Okula, Till, Tramal, and the rest of the family members. Much love to y'all and thank y'all for coming back on this side of it. The live line's open. You can get in there and get in on the show. 504-475-4482. 504-475-4482. 504-475-4482. Live lines are activated. We'll keep them open for about an hour, family. At least 1 hour. And then we'll shut the stream down again because it's pretty crappy tonight. I don't know what's going on with it, but it's usually when you reset it, it's fine. But every now and again, we'll have one of those days, one out of the days will be crappy. I can't complain too much this last month or so. It is. I know she said it's jumping. Okay, Tyra. Yeah, it is. I know, Tyra. Skipping a bit. That's what it is. The feed stinks tonight. So yeah, I know, baby. I know. But 504-475-4482 live lines open. If you want to get in there, you can feel free to call the show 504-475-4482 live. If you have any questions or concerns, please put them in the chat. Questions, concerns, drop them in the chat. Any questions, concerns, put them in the chat. I'll go over them. But it's to cover a few things from earlier in the show that we talked about. Of course, we already covered the situation with the mayor. I just wanted to prove to the family members across the Who Dat Nation, when you recognize when politics is being played, when the money goes before anything else. I just wanted to let you know that. And I think I've done that roundly and soundly. So that's a clear example. In terms of the Saints going into this portion of the schedule, they got a Carolina club coming up. And of course, our Carolina breakdown won't happen until a couple of days from now. On Friday, when we open up the depth chart, we go over the statistics. We give our spotlight players of who we need to pay attention to, and we keep an eye out on those guys. On this show, we cover the news. The injury report is something that we are looking at to see just, what's going on. Things are clearing up on the injury front. So I'm very enthused about that. I'm happy about the fact that we're getting so much of the team's talent back. Ty Montgomery, even Kiko Alonso. I don't know how we're going to use them, but good to have them back nonetheless. Whatnot. And the rest of the people like Mike Thomas is coming back, and Davenport's healthier. Most of these guys are getting healthy as we go into the final, and not in the final stretch, but in a very critical stretch, because the next 4 games are against very competent teams who are some form or another are struggling. So it's just interesting to see just how well the Saints will be able to deal with that. We have the Carolina Panthers, and then after the Panthers, we have the Bears, who signed Manti Te'o and put him on their practice squad. And I'm thinking that as a piece of it is to kind of As a piece of that, man, is to kind of pick at and figure out, something about the Saints. It's a lot of our personnel down there anyway, but got to take care of Carolina on Sunday. Then we have two away games against Chicago, who's a tough foe. Then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for the season closeout. That's going to be interesting. And then, of course, the fourth game is against the 49ers, who you never know what team is going to show up in that matchup. But it's interesting. Brother Paul, who there to you? Good to see you in the show as well. Big ups to the family members chiming in. Please hit the like button, family. On this side of it, the reactionary end of it, we'll be with you guys up until about 10 o'clock Central Time. And then we'll shut the stream down. It's not the best connection tonight. So without further ado, we'll just keep going. I'm just coming back on this side. The family dedicated. I'm dedicated to show them I'm here for them. And we here together talking about it. So any questions, concerns, throw them in the chat. Kevin says, hey, Q, why didn't we sign Teo back instead of letting the Bears claim him? We didn't have a spot for Teo, for Manti Teo, bro, to be honest with you. We already knew that Kiko Alonso would ultimately be coming back. So the Saints didn't really feel a need to have him. Plus, the Saints have several other linebackers that are currently on the practice squad. You still got Joe Pesci sitting there. You still got Andrew Dowell. Chase, whatever his name is, he's a guy that's on the injury report that should be coming back as soon. So the Saints have a bevy of linebacker talent. That's why I think they didn't have an eye to bring Manti Te'o back. Thank you for the question, Kevin. Dada says, can't hang with y'all, fam. Brother got to get some rest for Charlotte. All right, Dada. Well, you be safe, my brother, on the road. Get you some rest, my friend, and we'll see you on the next show. GQ A6SU says, are there any free agents available that can help the Saints on defense, mainly secondary? Is there any chance we get rid of Malcolm Jenkins? I don't think there's no chance we get rid of Malcolm Jenkins right now, my friend, unless Jenkins gets hurt and we have to IR him or something like that happen. I don't anticipate that happening. As far as cornerbacks are concerned, there is Mo Claiborne. I like Mo Claiborne. I know Tremaine Johnson is out there. He's a big corner that has some skills. The Carolina Panthers released him. I think last time I checked, he was still out there. So there's several really interesting candidates, the veteran cornerbacks that can come in and help. As far as safety is concerned, I like Eric Reed, but I don't think that works unless Malcolm Jenkins is not playing back there. Malcolm Jenkins and Eric Reed don't get along, and that's a shame. If we bring Malcolm in, Eric Reed could really help this team on the back end. He's still pretty much in the prime of his career. Incredibly smart player, incredibly focused, intelligent. I would love Eric Reed on this team. It's just we can't have him here unless him and Jenkins can make men's. And, of course, there's DJ Swearinger there. And like Bob Rose put out there about him, he said Swearinger was getting beat too in the first game. I got Bob on. I agree with Bob that Swearinger, but he's just a better player in terms of he puts the fear in you out there, unlike with a Marcus Williams. And at any given time, Swearinger could pop you and make a statement. Marcus Williams, is if he pops you, is by accident. And he will more than likely hit you and then grab your hand and lift you off the ground, wipe your pants off, then give you a hug and ask you, do you want something to drink? We don't need that. We don't need somebody that's nice like that. We need a safety back there that's going to blast you into the future. And unfortunately, so that's what we got. So, but thank you for the question, fam. Appreciate you as we move forward. All right, LMAO, who that to you? Good to see you. Say, what up, big dog? Who that to you, fam? Welcome in. Inevitable says Bobby McCain is a safety I really like from Miami. I am familiar with McCain, and McCain is interesting. He is interesting. Yeah, Crash said it. I'm surprised Eric Reed's still on the couch. Yeah, I know, bro. I know. He, is as good as a safety as Eric Reed is. It's amazing to see that he's still not there, not having a job. It's amazing, man. It's amazing, really is. All right, Kev says sometimes just needs a restart. But okay, he was talking about the internet. Tor says, all right, big ups to Tori. All right. Thank you, Crash, once again for posting those links, fam. Big ups to you. All right. Let's see what else we got here in the chat. Remember, fam, live lines open 504-475-4482, 504-475-4482. They are open up until about 10 o'clock. Well, actually 5 before 10 before we shut the stream down as well. Okay, big ups to the rest of the family members joining in this one as well. All right. Any questions, concerns, or comments, throw them in the chat, family. All right. And I'll get to them. John Thompson, who that fam? He says, will Emmanuel Sanders score a touchdown this week? Mike Thomas back in there. Maybe they sinking in on Mike. Hopefully he gets one, bro. Hopefully he gets behind that young secondary of the Carolina Panthers and get him one. His chances are he probably will. How often do you get thrown at? You catch 12 balls, get over 100 yards, and you don't have any touchdowns? Very rare. I think he does get one in this Carolina game. I would really hope that he does. Thank you for the question, John. Paul says, hey, Q, where is Colton Jumper, the linebacker that was on the team last year? Colton Jumper, I'm not sure, Brother Paul. Saints got rid of him. He was on the practice squad last year, and they liked him. But I think when they released him and they found several other players that they feel that they're more comfortable with than Colton Jumper. Joe Pesci is one of them, Andrew Dowell, and the likes, and that's some of the guys that they like as practice squad players. The way the practice squad is featured, I would rather have like half of it veterans and, maybe half veterans and the rest of practice squad developmental players that can help out. I like Pesci. I don't understand why Dowell's still there. They like Dowell, I imagine. But I don't know, man. It's just, we really need to see about maybe getting some time to Keith Washington, man. I really love to see that. All right, we got a call. Let's see. All right, fam. Thank you for calling the Sports Coma. Who's on the line?
You talking with Ice Man?
What up, Ice Man? How you doing, bro?
I'm pretty good, man. I kind of missed the early parts of the show, but I heard the last little bit of it. You know what I'm saying? What you was talking about, man. I was calling to see, you know what I'm saying? What exactly was you talking about, Q, on that first part?
The first part was a combination of different things. We covered the injury report, which was pretty positive for the Saints. A lot of people coming back. We're seeing Jack Rabbit Jenkins fully practice. That was a positive as we seen, in there as moving forward. Didn't see Marshawn Lattimore on the injury report. Wednesday's report. Deontay Harris fully practiced as well. Mike was limited. Justin Hardy was limited. And guys that did not practice was Teron Armstead, Nick Easton, Benny Fowler, and JT Gray. Armstead dealing with a hand issue. He didn't practice. Easton had a concussion. He didn't practice. But, right now the Saints are okay in terms of, I would not like to see what happens going into the rest of this week on whether or not we see Big Teron out there again. But it was as far as the rest of those guys are concerned, it was a positive. Then we covered other news concerning the Saints being NFL worst at forcing turnovers through 5 games. How we need to clean that up. We also talked about Mike Thomas's defense, his discipline that the team levied on him, being over with, and the team looking forward. We talked about the proposed trade scenario that was introduced by the Athletic about J.J. Watt going to the Saints for a 2nd and 4th round pick, I want to say it was. And then we also talked about the mayor allowing 3,000 fans in the Superdome. And then we basically covered, a second article that showed why the mayor, what was actually going on as it was pretending to be about the C-19. It turns around that it was about the stuff that I've been saying, and I had to show people with receipts that she wanted the CARE Act money, and she was basically padlocking the dome to get the rest of the $93 million. They got $23 million of it, but the city was padlocking the dome to force the state into giving the rest of the CARE Act money that they felt they deserved. So outside of that is pretty much the summation of what we covered. And of course, we broke the show in 2 halves because of internet issues. And this of course, is the second half of it. So that is everything.
Yeah. You know what? I understand that, Q, but I'm about to take the show a whole different route. I'm making a left turn, Q.
Okay.
A couple shows ago, I forget the gentleman's name, but we had someone come on here and talk about Marshawn Lattimore. Not sure if you remember that. I forget the man's name, but he was talking about Marshawn Lattimore was basically underachieving or whatever. And I wanted to speak on that real quick. I know that probably don't have nothing to do with the show, but I just wanted to say something about it real quick.
Okay.
Man, Marshawn Lattimore, man. I don't know what's going on with this dude, man. I'm not giving Marshawn no excuses, Q. I understand we talk about the hamstring and all of that, but he was playing bad before the hamstring. No excuses, man. Marshawn Lattimore don't get no pass, man. And miss me with the he's the best cornerback the Saints ever had, man. Because first of all, it's easy to be the best cornerback the Saints ever had because they don't have a lot of good ones, you know. And second, I like Marshawn. I would never call Marshawn garbage. He's not a garbage player. He's a good player. But I don't know where his head is at. The hamstring is now a legitimate thing. But before that, I got the receipts, folks. And as Q would say, I got the receipts on screen. I'm looking at the receipts right now, folks. Hold on. Marshawn Lattimore came into this season. Well, you know what? Let me backtrack. The last 2 seasons, I had my suspicions about Marshawn Lattimore, man. This dude has been going up against elite talent and playing outstanding. Why can't you have that same capability against the third-string ass receivers? What was going on with Darren Waller? Why was Lazard getting wide open? See, these are the type of things that are questions that I have about Marshawn Lattimore. It's like he put it all together against elite talent, but he plays so lackadaisical against, third-string guys. And it shouldn't be that way. I know no one can tell me Marshawn Lattimore doesn't have the talent to lock down Edelman, to lock down Amendola, or any of these third-string ass receivers. But I had my suspicions about him coming in these last 2 seasons. And he validated my suspicions when he came with the interview, saying that he has to play everyone like they're Julio Jones. That further made me think, so I was justified in my thoughts about him not taking these third-string wide receivers seriously. Now, we could blame it on coaching because Aaron Glenn, he bears some culpability. Dennis Allen bears some culpability. But, man, I'm not liking what I'm seeing from Marshawn Lattimore, bruh. And I'm not one of the people that just because he's, saying the top dog or whatever, I'm going to call his ass out. Because we call out Marcus Williams, we call out Marcus Williams every chance we get because he does a lot of, idiotic stuff. And I'm not comparing those two because Lattimore on his best day, Marcus Williams can't even compare to Lattimore on his best day. You know what I'm saying? So With that being said, I have a lot of respect for Marshawn. But I'm not going to keep making excuses of he's young because this is his 4th year. And I'm seeing the same things that I was seeing in, year 2, year 3. I'm seeing him get beat deep, and he's very susceptible to the deep ball this year. Now, I'm not going to go as far as to say that the man is garbage. I'm not going to say the man is garbage. Like I said before, he's a good corner. But it's some things that are very eye-opening about Lattimore this season, man. Like, how do you have the same issues? And it was bad enough last season to the point where you came into this season saying that you were going to make sure that you didn't have the same slip-ups because everyone was starting to talk about it. Maybe he wasn't, maybe he, I don't want to call the dude lazy, but maybe he has a lot of, maybe he has a lot of lazy tendencies or something like that, or problems with giving full effort when he goes against nameless guys. But I wanted to bring this up because I was thinking maybe his effort, he doesn't give full effort because he knows there's no one behind him that he doesn't have no fire behind him. There's no one behind him that gives him any pressure to always keep the same level of expectation as he's playing against Julio Jones. There's no corner behind him that's a threat, is basically what I'm trying to say. So he has, basically free range. We all know, if we keep it real, Marshawn could screw up as much as he wants to, and they'll never pull him out of the game. Who you going to put back there? Ken Crawley? One of these canned goods, these great value players, and don't get me started, man, on these great value players, man. And I know I got to go quick. I'm not going to, hog the line up. But I just wanted to make that point because that was very interesting because I've been noticing the same thing with Marshawn Lattimore, man. This dude plays good against elite talent, but we're not talking about that. I want to know what you're going to do when the guy is not elite. Why is there so many mental lapses in this secondary? What's going on with the defensive coaches? And it's not just Lattimore. None of these guys are playing good. But he is supposed. This is the guy that's the homegrown talent that we picked in the first round. This is the dude that that was brought here to be the number one corner. It's high expectations with being a first round draft pick. And has he lived up to being a first round draft pick? Yes, he is good. But I'm not seeing the same fire and desire in Lattimore as I've seen in his rookie year. I mean, I haven't seen him play the ball. I'm seeing him get more penalties. I'm not seeing him, make plays on the ball as far as getting interceptions. And I mean, if we're talking about corners, Jackrabbit has more, I have more memorable plays of Jackrabbit, and he hasn't even been here a full 2 years. I mean, the fumble in the Minnesota game that he caused, the interception in the Carolina game. I mean, he had a pick six on Brady. I mean, this dude is a turnover machine, and I know a lot of that comes with experience, but man, this dude been in the league 4 years, man, and I can't keep giving this dude a pass on, he'll get it together, because the truth is they haven't, and that's just what it is. I'm gonna leave that where it's at. I know a lot of people probably don't like that statement, but I'm not out on Marshawn Lattimore, but my eyes are definitely open to, some of the stuff that he has going on, man, because he is not, his head is not together right now. And we can't use the injury as an excuse, because he was playing horrible before the injury. And for people that don't think he was playing horrible, I want you to talk about the fact of what happened against the Green Bay Packers. I want you to talk about what happened against the Raiders game. I mean, do I need to go back to last year in the Minnesota Vikings game with Adam Thielen? Let's talk about those things, folks. Cooper Kupp in the Rams game. I mean, I could go on and on. The Titans game. Letting people get behind them, But, hey, it is what it is. I'm going to let that go. And I'm just going to leave. I'm going to let it be, Q. I'm going to let it be. But I called up here to put the receipt on the screen.
Well, Iceman, listen, bro. You're absolutely right, man. Laddie Daddy is struggling, man. He is struggling, bro. And when he came out, man, and this year he did say he had lapses lapses in concentration that he needed to get over, and that he had to see every wide receiver as Julio Jones, as you said, and that was eye opening, because you look at his laid back demeanor. And that laid-back demeanor plays in his style of play. That make him cool for school, and maybe at times a little too cool for school. He has to have a sense of urgency against everybody, and he is struggling, man. And you're right. There is no competition beating down the block for Marshawn Lattimore. There isn't. And the Saints should have did a better job of bringing more competition in here at the secondary. I often said, why are we still playing around with P.J. Williams and Ken Crawley and Patrick Robinson? These are guys they're in their second, let this meditate, they're in their second and third tenures with this ball team. And that's absolutely insane when you have all the picks that you have and an ability to go out and get veteran or young talent that's in the higher echelon of the draft, as opposed to repetitively picked at positions that you don't need to pick at. Maybe this year could have been a situation where we attacked the defensive side of the ball, whether it was an edge rusher, a linebacker, or perhaps a defensive back or a safety. There were guys out there that you could have gotten that it could have helped you on this side of the ball. But I don't understand the logic, how you can be so schizophrenic in thinking where you can be smart enough to go out and get Emmanuel Sanders and Malcolm Jenkins, but then when the season starts, you're stupid enough to go out and get Ken Crawley and re-sign redo Patrick Robinson deal, who you paid for. He was at one time the highest paid dime back in the league until they changed this agreement. Then you have P.J. Williams running around here, and then you have Sean Payton talking about he's smart. No, he's not smart. And I'm not being disrespectful to P.J. Williams, but his on-the-field play is not smart. He knows it, and I know it. That's why he's listed as a nickel. We knew he was playing him out of position as a cornerback, but it took them years before they understood that. And even as a safety right now, he's getting toasted and cooked by tight ends. So when it comes back to Lattimore, you're right. They're all struggling, but you're right. Marshawn Lattimore has been here longer than the Jackrabbit, even though the Jackrabbit is the veteran there, Marshawn, this is seen as his somewhat of the cornerbacks of his group. And you're right. Did we if is it a case that Laddie Daddy is he's playing bad, and it's also the fact that the calling, the scheming is really weird to me. You know, sometimes like the play went last game when the guy ran past Laddie Daddy, he didn't even jam him. That's true. But you know, it's like was that called for in the play, or was that you see what I'm saying? Was he supposed to jam him or play all? I mean, what's going on there? So it's like it's a confusion that and Lattimore has his bouts of concentration issues in the past. He does. But he needs to get that together right now. There is no more room for error. Laddie Daddy has got to get that together. So next time Laddie Daddy come on the show, I'm going to tell him, Laddie Daddy, you got to get that together. You too cool for school. You too laid back. You know, they almost got that. He got that same laid back Tracy McGrady type of mentality. How Tracy had this, these even killed demeanor about itself, but will go out there and light you up. Laddie Daddy got to have that demeanor, but he also has to have a sense of urgency to go along with it to know, hey, it's time to turn it on. And he's been inconsistent. You're absolutely right. And the family members ain't gonna be mad at you for spouting the truth, Ice Man. I'm just letting you know. They won't be mad at you from kicking the truth, my brother. But anyway, I appreciate the Ice Man for chiming in. All right, family, we're gonna go to the next caller. Thank you for chiming in on the Great Saint Think Tank family. Who's on the line?
It's Laddie Daddy. Look, man, I just got to apologize to all the Saints fans because I know, I've been the topic. I just want to apologize. Look, I got a fish pond in my backyard, but you know what? I don't use the fishing pole. I just stick my hand in the water and get the fish. What's up, Q?
What's up, Jamal? How you doing,
Jamal, man?
What's up, brother? How you
I'm
doing?
doing good, Q.
Good to hear you,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm doing good, Q. Look, Q. With Michael Thomas coming back, you think Sean Payton gonna deviate from the run game again and just start slinging it?
Well, Jamal,
again?
bro, we can expect more of the same from Coach Payton. I really don't think that we're gonna see much of that heavy impact running attack that we all love to see, like we seen against Detroit. I think that he feels comfortable. And the truth be told, bro, you get Mike Thomas back, that definitely, in a few more pieces, you get Ty Montgomery, who's going to be active. So that definitely yields toward Peyton kind of winging it around a little bit more. So going into it. But the 40 games, them heavy 40 games where you rushing and to balance it, I don't see that. Maybe we're going to start seeing anything between 25 to 30 carries a game. I want 30 carries a game. But you'll see more of what you seen last game in terms of the throwing of the ball versus what you're seeing in the Detroit game.
Right. Because I know Drew Brees. Well, I know Tom Brady won TD behind Drew Brees. So do you think that might play on Sean Payton's psyche and try to sling out over the place with Brees and have him throwing like 47 plus times a game again?
That, bro, for me to say, listen, I don't think that plays a part. That's absolutely It's a fabrication, bro. That's a part of it. That's definitely a part of it. They are cognizant about that. And then of course, if you ask Drew about it, he would then say, "No, we're not worrying about that. We just want to win." Now, listen, that is in the back of their heads. Those guys will tell you one thing and do some other stuff, and that's what I like to call that showing me your representative. Meaning, like, if you say,
right,
listen, it's on my mind, keep it real. You worrying about it? I ain't worrying about it, but it's on my mind. That's real. But for you to come out and say, nah, I ain't worrying about it. We just won't get the team to the playoffs. We're trying to win a Super Bowl. You know that's on your mind because you don't play 19, 20 years for have somebody to take your records down while you still playing. When you retire, you want to make sure you have those records in hand. And if you have an opportunity while you're there to do it. So I think a part of it is, that's a part of it. They're both cognizant, both Peyton and Brees are cognizant about his records. And no doubt about it.
Right.
No doubt about it. That is a part. And if they say anything opposite, they're a bunch of liars because they ain't keeping it real. And that's the truth. And if you look at it, 48 pass attempts last game against the Chargers was excessive, even for Sean Payton, even for a pass obsessed coach as Sean Payton is. That was really over the top. 48 passing plays and 25 rushes. I mean, that was really ridiculous. And I don't see that changing unless something changes on the field where it forces the Saints to start running the ball and they end up losing because of something that occurred that Peyton had the power to do, but he didn't do it. He just negates and just totally abandons the rushing attack, not because teams are stopping them, simply because he chooses to do so. He one-dimensionalizes himself constantly, and it's absolutely insane. But you're right, bro. That's a part of it, man. And you're right. That is definitely a part of it. They are worried about them goddamn records. How do you justify throwing 48 times against the Chargers, man? Seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, like you say, Q, if that's on his mind, imagine him playing against Teddy B and trying to outdo Teddy B. So that's probably a third factor that may be on Sean Payton's mind. But I ain't gonna hold you up, Q. You know, I just wanted to get those questions out there. But, you know, Sean Payton, I think this game, if it's ever a trap game and playing on Sean Payton's psyche, I think this could be the game. Right here.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting, bro, because, listen, you got a rookie-ass head coach, a rookie-ass offensive coordinator, Teddy. But you got connections aplenty in Carolina, and this could be more so like if you look at what Atlanta's matchup is, they're our rivals historically speaking. But in reference of schematics, you have a guy that used to be in your system named Brady, who had tremendous success in college. He's now in the pros, 4-year contract with Carolina, with Brule, who is a pretty decent offensive mind himself. The offense that you heard, Drew Brees opened up the first segment of the show. Before we came to the reaction, he spoke on that and says, yes, I see the similarities. They're running a clone version of the Saints attack using McCaffrey, who was out. Davis came in and still has success in that scheme. You see DJ Moore getting downfield. You see stuff like that occurring. So, I mean, listen, I can't help but to take a look at what the Carolina Panthers is doing and see that they're straight up emulating the Saints offense. I mean, straight clone for clone. Sean Payton can't get beat by the clone offense of his offense. He can't be Karate Kid and end up beating the guy that taught Karate Kid his karate. How that look? How would Karate Kid beat what's his name? Mr. Miyagi? Mr. Miyagi. Yeah. Now, how does that look if you seen Mr. Miyagi having a fight with the Karate Kid and the Karate Kid kicks Mr. Miyagi's ass? What that look like? Yeah. But that's what it'll look like if Carolina went up against the Saints and won. They're using the Saints offense. But guess what? They're balanced. They're actually balanced. They're balanced. They're balanced with the Saints. They're using the Saints offense, but they are balanced with it. They're balanced. And they're losing a lot of these games simply because this is a young team and they have to learn how to win together. That defense is built up of rookies, a bunch of rookies and inexperienced players. It is. It's built up. You know, they used the whole draft this year on all defensive players. That lets you know how bare the cupboards were on the defensive side of the ball when Burrow got there. But this is the Saints offense. Brady's the offensive coordinator. He has Sean Payton's offense up there. If he beats Sean Payton with his offense, shame on Sean Payton. Is all I can say. Right.
All right, Q. I appreciate you, bro.
Thank you,
and
Tremont.
Keep doing what you're doing, Q.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate the call and the support, my friend. And who that to you?
All right, Q. Who that?
That's Brother Tramal chiming in here. Appreciate you. Brother Paul, you on the line. How you doing, my friend?
2 rushes, first down. 2 rushes. That's all I need Sean Payton to do. You know, Sean Payton, I mean, he's just like that uncle that's just kind of whacked out. And, get drunk and think he can whoop everybody. You know what I mean? Get that liquid courage. And can't hardly do nothing. But you know what? You ask Sean Payton where he going, he'll tell you where he been. And he's still trying to do the whole junk. And now he need to hack it and come up with some new stuff. What you think, Q? I'm fired up tonight.
He got to, Brother Paul. He got to do something. He can't go into Carolina. I mean, listen, we can't come into the Dome and let Carolina come up in here with the Saints offense that's balanced. And listen.
It's a must-win, Q. I kind of feel this is kind of an urgency game. Pretty, you know,
this is a good
we've been a hit, you know.
Right. This is a gut check game for the Saints, and it's early. But you cannot, if you're the Saints and you're the favorite, you cannot lose to a Carolina team with a rookie coach missing their number one offensive weapon in Christian McCaffrey. Defensive rookies all over the place. You know, a young Teddy Bridgewater learning the system. You know, you cannot lose to that team in your building. The Saints have to they have to take care of business.
Ball. You without McCaffrey, they got two young kids back there, man. They been bashing up through there. I saw some of the games Sunday, and man, they and see that's what kind of concerned me too. Q, our old line is kind of banged up, and you got them young bulls on that defensive line, man. It's gonna be interesting. Q, what you think?
Yeah, that's the thing. Teron Armstead, we got a hand issue. I don't know how bad it is. But that's big if he's out.
Yeah, man, your head hurt. It's hard to block
Carolina,
your head.
Right. Carolina they have some guys that can get after. They're young. They're gonna be, you know, we gotta stop the run, obviously. And I won't get into our keys of victory right now because we're gonna do a whole show dedicated to that. But you're right, Brother Paul. We have to be mindful of that. We got to neutralize their talents. We got to get pressure on Teddy Bridgewater, who has been getting rid of the ball lately. I mean, you've watched Teddy Bridgewater recently. Teddy's getting better. He used to hold the ball till it was absolutely maddening to see him hold the ball as much as he did in New Orleans. He's not holding that ball like that in Carolina. He's actually gotten better in getting rid of the ball. He's finding his weapons, you know, and listen, Carolina got some good weapons with McCaffrey. Davis, the little backup, he's doing a terrific job catching the ball out the backfield, running the ball. Ian Smith, the tight end, is cool. They got DJ Moore, who's a fantastic deep threat as well for them. Robbie Anderson, the former Jet wide receiver, is phenomenal. Really good possession guy. Goes up, get the ball. Not afraid to go across the middle. With a red zone weapon. I mean, you got to watch out. This team is not a team you can poo-poo. And then they running with the Saints. It's running with the Saints offense on top of it.
Hey, you know what the Saints like? They just terrified. You tell Rigo, he gonna throw it deep a couple of times in this game. I can see that. And they like the Saints secondary to be terrified of the deep ball, man. You ought to be looking for that thing. You know, Q. To me, with Sean Payton, this whole get up, it's put up or shut up, Q. I'm just about sick of all these excuses and all this Florida game and they just outplayed us and all them old piss poor excuses he be giving every time we get our butt handed to him. I'm tired of that, Q. He need to man up, you know. Say I coached a bad game and I didn't do. See, you know, Q. I've watched football a long time. What did they be doing over there at practice, Q? I know you have the group offense and defense and special team, but you got position coaches too. What did they be doing all week? You know what I mean? It makes me really wonder. Did they really coaching? Are they really going over film? Are they doing over technique? Trying to finesse? What they doing over there? I mean, Aaron Glenn, man, if I was giving him a grade Q, it'd be a F+. He doing a terrible job, man.
Yeah,
you can't just walk with turn that big Easter head around and see what's going on behind you, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's a part of it too, Brother Paul. The coaches is a lot of us looking at how could they be so drastically different than what they would look from a year ago. You have the same staff there, basically running the same personnel plays. Slightly, you know, you added a few pieces. You added Jenkins in there, who was intelligent enough to pick up there. But
they must turn the lights off and put on blindfolds in that new film session because they ain't seeing what we be seeing on Sunday now. Come on now.
And that's the thing. You got to keep it real, man. You can't be sugarcoating and protecting these guys. And Iceman came on. He said Marshawn Lattimore has been looking terrible. We called Marcus Williams out. We do because it's easy. Because you can noticeably see. Yeah, like that's true. And that's true. That's absolutely the case.
They're playing like chumps.
They are playing very embarrassing. They almost look like a secondary full of rookies out there, and these guys are 4-year players, and Jenkins is where he is. Both the Jenkins guys, both are experienced defensive backs, and Marshawn's been here for a while, 4 years. You got this other kid here, been here for 4 years. So these guys are not rookies. They've been in the same system. They've had that stability, and they have to do a hell of a lot better than what the hell they're doing. Big ups to CB and the rest of the family. What up, CB? Good to see my dog CB chiming in. Much love to your family. Good to see you in the chat. NOG Supremacy in the building. Lee Wood and rest of the family members chiming in the live stream. Big ups to you. Tragic 504. I see your family. Sleepyhead. What up, fam? Good to see you there. Big ups to the rest of the family members chiming in. And this one, Brother James. Who that to you? Verlin. What up, Verlin? I see you, fam. Big ups to you in the chat as well. And the rest of the family members as well. Big ups to you. Much love to all the family members in the live stream. Please hit the like button. But going back to you, Brother Paul, you're absolutely right.
Yeah,
100% of the way.
Daughter Johnson, CD, Do, CP, 3PO, whatever he tried to be. I need him to get his butt together too back there, Q. He getting on my nerves. Getting blowed past, chasing the play. Bad as Marcus Williams. I can't stand that, man.
Hey, you're absolutely right, Brother Paul. And that's the thing. I could tell you what, about them, the family that eats, that plays together, stays together. Well, if obviously that fits the family that plays, that stinks and plays together, sticks together, because when they all play, they all stink. Everybody's stinking. Nobody's outshining nobody. Everybody's playing poor as a unit, which is like, what's going on? And then when you see a whole group of veteran defensive backs who are better than that play that bad as a group, then I start looking at the scheme. That's just how I think. Now, from watching football.
It got somebody needs to light a fire under him. I don't know what it's going to take, but I really do believe it's the scheme, Q. Sometimes it ain't the players. And, the Saints had a bad history years ago of having guys that played terrible, with more, and then went somewhere else and was making Pro Bowls and stuff. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, that's the part of it. That's why I say, listen, everybody's looking terrible. There's miscommunication because there's confusion. Miscommunication means confusion. The next thing is, well, what's the confusion? The confusion is they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what plays are being called or where they're supposed to be. And they're guessing. That's why they look terrible out there. It's a difference in when you know what you're supposed to be doing and what the play is, there's a different air of confidence there. If you look at how they look and look in their faces, there's confusion all over the secondary. And when I see veterans like Jenkins and Jackrabbit look confused, then I start saying, hold on, how could they all be looking bad at the same time? And that makes me, because I've seen this before countless of times because we watch a lot of football. When you see them looking that bad, that's the scheme. It's almost like when you watch LSU. When you watch LSU secondary get burned up by the Missouri quarterback who's a true freshman, you start saying, well, damn, why are they that bad? They didn't look that bad last year, but it's a new players. And of course, Mozzie comes on there. He's a contributor on Tough Tiger Talk and says, Q, the C-19 and young people, they haven't got to get in the Hurricanes, and that's a problem. And I'm like, but I said to him, hold on here. Not all players that came on this team is from this area. They come from all over the country on here. And I say, you don't see none of the Alabama teams struggling with that. You don't see the rest of these teams struggling with that. So it's the scheme. They're not picking up on the scheme. And so what a good coach would do, a good coach would then craft his scheme to the personnel's strength, as opposed to try to create players into something, try to create players to fit into what, you see what I'm saying? You already got these players here already. You have to build the scheme to empower them and to their strengths, not take them and try to make them change them or alter them into something to fit your scheme. That's stupid.
That's cute.
So
that's
you
why
need to.
Spagnuolo struggled so bad. He went over there. I think he coached, coordinated a few other players, but he got to Kansas City. He had to put their heads together, and man, he looked like Wade Phillips or Romeo Cornell back there on the defensive coordinator business. I mean, he got it together, boy.
That's
but
because,
like you said, he got the horses, the ponies to run it.
There you go. That's what it's all about. For a coach, for you to have a good coach. The coach understands, listen, I can get the most out of my players by utilizing their strengths. Now, by utilizing their strengths and they having success in your scheme, then that builds confidence in the player, and the player then then he gets smarter and stronger in the system, knows it better, then you could be able to alter him and move him where you want to. But the idea schematically is supposed to be built upon the strengths of the personnel. So if you got all that, you have the speed of a Marshawn Lattimore, Janoris Jenkins. These are good cover cornerbacks. You have Jenkins, who is a very intelligent safety, one of the smartest safeties in the league. He's been that way for a long time. And then you have Marcus Williams, who's just naturally confused. But Marcus, you have to be able to utilize the strengths and put him in the position of success. If you know he's not a guy that's good at angles, then you have to be able to adjust that. Perhaps maybe you got to play him closer to the line of scrimmage and play Jenkins back. And I know that ain't the suit, but whatever it is, you're going to have to find a way to be able to rectify the wrongs that's going on, or at least get the right personnel in there that can bring the success. Because if they all struggling like that, it's not by coincidence, it's scheme.
Yes, sir, Q, because, you just as right as we could be. Because, like you said, you still got the 49ers and the Chiefs that run 2 and 3 backs at you and throw them little option and pick plays, and Mahomes, shucking and jiving and faking and shaking back there. And next thing you know, he be done throw 600 yards on you. I mean, hey, and bad this secondary QA, wouldn't nothing surprise me. I mean, it's really pathetic back there.
Yeah,
I'm glad I'm about to coach. I believe I quit, or I had to find myself or do something to motivate me, get something. You just keep letting it go, Q. It ain't gonna get no better. Nothing writes itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Hopefully, they studied a lot of film. They studied a lot of film this bye week, because the reality is, you're going to have to if you giving up the deep ball like that, you might have to consider playing them safe, keeping your safeties back, and you're going to, because that changes everything. You can no longer allow teams to throw the deep ball on you to go deep. If you want to simplify it, and I've often heard from players and interviews we've played, the saying, and from all that, and just knowing football, looking at Dennis Allen's scheme, is creating complex schemes for no reason. Why are you making it complex to the point where your players can't understand it? I don't understand that. And then every year, right around the middle portion of the year, we always have the same conversation about the complexity of Dennis Allen's schemes. Who the hell you think you are, Einstein? I mean, what are you making these schemes so complex for?
Spaceship.
We're not
now, he need to take that schematics to the spaceship. People.
Yeah,
This is football.
Right.
Not the quantum wide loop or the glip. We don't need to know all that.
Right.
Right. What did he just say? That don't even make no sense, Coach. We're just doing it anyway. What? Now, what did he say? And everybody got to go out there with the play plaque to see what's going on. Now, you know how crazy that would be, cute. Yeah. You be like Mo, Larry, and Curly. That's what it's getting like that. They better watch themselves. Cause Kansas City and Minnesota and the 49ers ain't going to come in here playing with us, Q.
No, they not. And that's the part. That's why I'm saying that you got to go back to fundamentals. You got to go back because it don't make
– scrap that mess. Throw some of that playbook away. Just forget this. Stop running, tasting heel. You ain't fooling nobody no more, Q. That's just, you can't beat a dead horse. You beating him, he ain't feeling nothing. It ain't making no difference. He dead.
I mean,
that's crazy, Q.
It's common sense to me. And that's why I've said what I've said about the whole situation is that you got to get rid of some plays right now. And the bye week came at the right time. But you're dealing with, and let me say this again for the family members who might have missed it. Like I keep saying, that when I talk to Bob, and Bob's a good dude, he know that football. That's why I bring him in here. We can talk about stuff. But when he was talking, I asked him offshore about Peyton's personality, and I said, I've been knowing Peyton since he been out here. And I asked him, I said, what's going on with this guy? What's the problem with him? And Bob basically says, Q, everything you say is true. He said the guy don't want to listen, and all that. And he says, remember the time when he banned Travis Mackle from going down there? And I said, oh yeah, I remember that. He said, yeah, if you make him upset, he won't let you in there. He'll run you off.
You should call him out. See,
I'll stay calling him out because that ain't the type of mentality that we need down here. That bullshit mentality will get in the way of us winning.
You're right, dude.
So we can't have. And then listen. And then Bob says he says in terms of being a control freak over the team, he's worse than Belichick.
Now you know that's bad, Q.
He
That's
said,
real bad.
and I was like, whoa.
Say Jimmy Johnson tell the players what kind of socks and drawers he want them to wear. He's such a control freak.
He's a control freak, no doubt about it. And he got too much
That's
power.
crazy.
He got way too much power in that building. And I keep going back to that because it will be that mentality that'll prevent the Saints from winning like they're supposed to, because we'll get to a point in the game.
Out of here. Watch.
And that'll be the thing that it's always the case. And your ego, if your ego is always your downfall. How many times have we seen that in recent memory, or even in not so recent memory, about people whose egos is out of control leads them to a path of destruction? We seen it when Antonio Brown, when he was cutting up and his ego was so high up in the goddamn sky, you couldn't tell him nothing. He crashed and burned. And then he finally trying to make his way back. Right. Well, there's a report saying that Seattle's interested in him, but we'll see. He still can't play until after 8 weeks, and that's coming up soon. But the reality is he wouldn't have to take that measure if he had his ego in check. And see, the thing is, the ego then when the ego takes over your mind, research this stuff now. You can't destroy the ego. You need the ego, but you need to have balance. It's with anything. It's like drinking. It's not like drinking or not drinking enough water is bad for you to be dehydrated, but drinking too much water will be bad for you. Like if they dropped your ass in the ocean, you'll drown. It's a balance. You have to be able to have the perfect balance. And the ego is necessary, but you have to have it in control where it's balanced. You can't have an out of control ego where people can't tell you nothing. And his ego is so out of control that it has created him. He's become a control freak. You can't tell him nothing. And then it sought out people around him that are who will not challenge him and challenge him in his ego. And when anybody slightly challenges his ego, the ego then jumps in the head and then rectifies or try to remove them out of the picture, like he did that reporter lady. When he told her, he knew where she come from and everything. That ain't how we do it down here. He didn't tell the rest of them that. He didn't tell the rest of them that because all the rest of them is in check. You got them in check, checkmate. So, I mean, the bottom line is I'm going to continue to keep talking this way because I know sooner or later that Sean Payton's ego is going to be at a precipice where we're going to be calling for him to do what he's supposed to do. But the ego said, no, I'm going to win it the way I want to win it. And then you're going to have a problem.
The master they're going to start chewing on that butt too. It's like your little old man hand gesture. That's the problem with such. I know it's a square, but this is a circle. I'm going to put it there. Hey, just had to get me a hammer. I'm going to get it in here. It's going to fit. I don't care if it's a square. Dummy, the circle don't fit no square. You can't tell Sean Payton for that. Good Lord, I ain't be that ignorant.
Isn't that an example of Taysom Hill package is a clear example of Sean Payton's ego? That's a major example of his ego. Everybody in the stadium and everybody watching the games that know football know that the Taysom Hill package does not work right now. Why? Because it's predictable. The defenses have caught up to it. They know what it's going to be, and you're going to get him hurt running the same plays. He's not, if it does not involve him throwing the ball in the Taysom Hill RPO package, you need to eliminate it out of the playbook. Get rid of it, and also the screens. Get rid of the dumbass screens too. And what would you replace it with the 3 tight end set, power eye, all of that, and get back to the bruising style of football that we can win. And we could beat teams by double digits if we just be disciplined.
Keep giving the ball to Barry. Don't go out there and let Breeze throw the ball 50 times Sunday. Q, that don't make no sense. Because like I said, every young house is going to get back there and be the pop run Drew Bell real good. You don't want him to go down for no period of time. You know what I mean? Right. So the more the quarterback throws Q, there's just the more chances of him getting hit. You don't want that. I mean, Drew ain't 20. He 42. And they don't know why Sean Payton don't seem to understand that.
Well, that's the thing, man. That's a part of it.
You don't want your quarterback getting hit like that and wearing his arm out too, Q. I mean, dude, ain't no spring chicken, and Sean Payton don't seem to understand that.
That's what happens when you got out of control ego and you're a control freak. You don't have the capacity to be able to listen to really good commentary on why the team does not need to be throwing the ball as much. 41-year-old quarterback does not need to throw the damn ball 48 times in a game. That is ridiculous. You have 3 active running backs on an active roster. Ty Montgomery comes back and makes 4 running backs on the active roster, but you still throwing the ball 40 plus times a game and only running it less than 25 times a game. That is not healthy. That is not how we're going to win. The running attack is the primary way, and I keep saying it, it's the primary way of transportation of the ball. We got to use the ground game. It's not in the air. Whatever we get on the ground, it'll help exemplify what you get through the air, because it'll force teams to start covering the run as opposed to the pass. Then windows and everything will open up downfield once guys commit to the run on the defense. That's all I'm saying. This is standard football thinking. This is standard football knowledge. Sean Payton knows it, but he wants to win his way. But like I said, the ego has a way of crushing and burning, and he didn't have this mentality because they had an alpha dog in the building named Tom Benson. The moment Tom got out the way, then Sean Payton assumed the alpha dog role. Nobody else is an alpha dog in the building to challenge Sean Payton. An alpha dog won't bow down to another. They'll work together. They'll work together if it's a good plan. Not saying 2 alphas can't work together, because I've seen it work where alphas will work together, but they'll keep each other on point. They'll, why you doing this? Well, I'm doing this. Okay, I got you. That's a smart idea. See, 2 alphas can work together, but they keep each other on point. He don't want that conflict. He don't want no alphas in the building. So it's just him and whatever he says go. But he bet not lose to Carolina is all I know.
Because Tom Benson, I love that. He had it mandatory. If you're going to be my coach, we got to meet every week. Pick the day you want to meet, whether Tuesday or Thursday or whatever, and we sit down and they have a meeting or have lunch or whatever, and they talk about football. Like you said, Q. Jill Benson ain't gonna do that. I'm just really gonna take for her to get a fire from her. I hate the little incident she had, but that shit lit a fire her. Want to fight for something. Q. You get too complacent, sometimes bad stuff will creep up on you.
Yeah, that's true, and that's a major part of a lot of successful people. Speak against complacency, almost like it was a form of death, because that's pretty much what it is. You can never allow yourself to be complacent. It's all about the journey, and once you reach a destination, the destination you reach then becomes a start point for another destination that you have, and that's what life is a series of steps that never stop until you transition to the next life, and then it begins again on a higher realm. If you're fortunate, if you've done what you're supposed to do here, but the reality is that they speak against that, and you always have to be looking to innovate. You always have to. You can't be. If you are the country of America and you allowed your technology to fall below the standard or the ability of your rival nations, you are in trouble. You are in trouble. Especially, I can tell you another thing. You're in trouble when you start buying your computers from other people's nations and not making them yourself. You are in trouble. You don't think the people going to sell you stuff with back doors in it so they can get up in there and know everything you know? Come on. I mean, the reality is you always have to stay cutting edge. You've always got to stay cutting edge. You always got to stay.
Go back to the telegraph. Come on now. I still would look. We go back to the telegraph at a typewriter. Look how foolish I would look sitting up there trying to deal with something like that.
I'm telling you, that's what it is. I mean, it's a common sense thing if you think about it. You've got to stay cutting edge. You got to stay with the latest innovative information in power, not non-practical information that leads you down the wrong stream, but practical and empowering information that you can use into and incorporate into your thinking to help you become more efficient, more smarter. That's what it's about. It doesn't change when you go to football. Intelligence just means smart. Doing the smart things and critical thinking and stuff, looking at what they're giving you and knowing what you need to do to beat them. You adjust, and it's a series of adjustments, just like chess is. Anybody that plays chess knows that when you make a move, before you move your piece, you have to see several steps ahead for yourself. And before you move your piece, you're looking at where their pieces is and seeing if any one of their several pieces can impact what you're about to do. And that's why it's so imperative that most people learn how to play chess, because it'll teach you how the world works, because it's a series of steps. And even if you playing a very crafty chess player, you know, they will anticipate such measures. If he does this, you do that, do that. You always have to stay cutting edge. You always do. If you don't, you become the dinosaur and you become obsolete. And then next thing you know, goddamn rocks gonna be falling on your head.
Let you guys some tricks.
Rocks and shit start falling on your head.
I'm gonna hit you with some old school now. You remember that episode of Sanford and Son where Lamont got beat out of his money in a poker game?
Yes.
And Fred said, "You know what? I ain't paid since 42, but I'll take y'all off." Fred beat him out of his sock cube, but he didn't know that Fred had them glasses on. He could see through them cards. He knew what everybody had. Fred, I kept coming over with the ace. He kept coming over with the king, the queen. He kept beating her. Like, what's going on? We lost all our money. And he gave Lamont, said, "We're talking about Pop, you want all that money?" "Yeah, take these glasses. Look." He said, "Pop, you slave snake." He said, "Yeah, you weren't going to whoop me in my house." But he knew the tricks. He didn't tell the secret now.
Yeah, that's a part of it, bro. That's why I keep saying the same thing over
like
and over.
loaded dice. You can't tell them now.
Nah, man. You got to, that's why I say, man, either you do what you're supposed to do or you get ran off. Bottom line, and let me tell you something. The rest of the teams, they'll help you get escorted out the building. I tell you what, Sean, and listen, if Sean and the Saints should, by all accounts, beat Carolina. Come up Sunday, by all accounts, and I would say by double digits, at least by 10 points, they should be able to beat Carolina. I'm just going.
27-20.
I'm just going to be honest with you. They should be able to beat them at least by 10. I'm just going to keep it real. How is that possible? Because the Saints going to neutralize the Russian attack. They should be able to run the ball against this young team who's not, they're all right defensive team, but let's test them rookies out. Let's run that ball. Mm-hmm. If Sean Payton each game is you winning by 3 points or 7 points every game, that should tell you all you need to know. Right now, they're not. No, they're thinking they're chalking it up to the fact that we just came out of a preseason, regular season, the first 4 or 5 games. That fifth game against the Chargers, that was a eye-opening game for me, because that was a game after 4 weeks of play. The Saints offense should have took off and started doing what it was supposed to do. It started like, well, Q, the defense gave such.
That late third quarter and early
if
fourth
they
quarter
keep stalling out,
that's
what I'm saying. They keep stalling out, and you had a month worth of games and you can't figure out why you stalling out.
Three it out. I'm like, boy, Stewart ought to be ready. He ain't kicking. He ought to be ready. I know he had no training camp, but he ought to be kicking it out the door. He ought to be shanking stuff and putting people in there. Man, look, you can't do that to the defense, Q. You just been saying it the whole season. Offense, stop going in there, getting 3 it out, put the defense just in there. What's the point? Like, no, we ain't got no rest,
Right.
And it gets to the point, Cam Jordan can't keep doing it, Q. He know his defense secondary ain't going to give him no help. He ain't going to keep killing himself,
It's amazing.
It just don't make no sense. You're not helping him out. You're not helping the defensive line. When the defense knows you're gonna get beat deep, they can only pass rush and keep coming at the quarterback for so long. Because like you said, Q, I'm like, what I'm killing myself for? You gonna get beat deep anyway? Are we gonna get a penalty? Or we gonna still be out here? That's like I said about Michael Jenkins. I said I hope his play would match his mouth, but now he really showing me. I about figured that anyway. He done got mighty quiet as a church mouse back there, because he ain't playing with elite.
Yeah, Malcolm he had his pursuits. He has his pursuits outside. He got the job with CNN. He just started some type of investment fund or something, I won't say. So, him and several other players they're doing that. So he making his moves and using the platform while pushing, because he knows this is the time to do that. It's a window of opportunity you have to make moves before, and they know that they have to respond in kind, because they don't want the bad press. The bad press means that they're losing money. And see, that's why a lot of businesses try to stay out of that sphere, because when you go in and try to get political as a sports organization, whether you're basketball, football, or baseball, that's a no-win, because you're overall, as a basketball league, you're trying to appeal to as many people as you can. When you start getting political, you alienate many people, whichever direction you go, and they're going to say, I ain't feeling that. So they back off, and then you lose money. And that's why the
It was
NBA
money.
says peeling off its, stuff off the floor and all this kind of stuff, But that's what you
Slowly
get
but surely. You're right,
for
man.
letting political organizations use you like that. That's what you get.
That's true, yeah.
And the thing is, if you want real empowerment, you don't have to go to no political organization to help nobody. You know where the people are. Go to the people directly. Go to the people directly and deal with them. You got enough influence. But that's what I'm saying, man. It's like we get to a point where sometimes we have to look at that.
That's why I see Mayor Cantrell. She's gonna sit there and count them dividends. See, now she done did it about face. Now she want to come to dawn. Yeah, we knew that was gonna happen, Q, because you kept calling out about it.
She been exposed, man. That's what that is. Cantrell been exposed, man. Because don't sit up
don't
here.
Want that money to go to Baton Rouge. That's all it is.
Right. And then see, the thing is, that report that I read from you was put out several days ago, and it was all that was gonna come out, and that wasn't known. That was held back. They recently had got that information a couple of days ago, but I knew what it was before they said it because I knew what that looked like. Before they put it in the paper, I already knew. I've been said that months ago when it was going on. And I told the people, I told the people, I said, listen, this is a play. This is a political play. That dome is padlocked not because of some safety. It's padlocked because they want the rest of that $93 million that the state promised them that they ain't get but $23 million of. So instead of not keeping the people, letting the people go in there, you're gonna know we're gonna padlock this in here and then this, that, and the third. And then another part about it is you might not know, people out there, the Great Say Think Tank, is that the reason why it's incremental, like 3, 6, 12, and all that kind of stuff, is because that coincide with the money payments. You give me the rest, I open it all the way up. See, this is old game. You ain't doing nothing or doing nothing that somebody else ain't do before you. You ain't creating no new movements. Everything you doing that you did, somebody else done did it. And the only thing a person not to know how to call it is to remember what history like and have a good memory to know, oh, you doing what that other son of a gun did 2-3 times before you did. So I mean, that's all it is, man. I know sports, I know politics, and I know when game being ran. And I told the people that.
And you should have bust out QC. They don't think, like I said, I born and raised in Mississippi, but I remember Moon Landrew, the Dutch Morale. We know New Orleans politics better than anybody, baby.
Yeah, that you going back on them right there. Yeah, old Dutch, and his son. Dutch was found gone in his car. Somebody took care of Dutch in his car. Something I remember that reading in that, man. Come on, man. But that's what I'm saying. When you doing stuff for the people got to understand and protect them. That's why very few people won't do stuff for the people, if you know what I mean. Like you said, well, why do some of these people speak up for the people? Because they don't put their treasures on the line to protect the people, because the people ain't gonna protect them. The people got to protect the people that's speaking for them. You got to support the people that's doing that. You've got to stand with them, and you've got to protect them. And you see something positive's happening, you got to move in that direction, because that's a sign. You don't often get people that's gonna stand in there and speak the truth like that, because there is no what's the word? There's no incentive for them to do that when they paying them 3 or 5 times what you giving them to lie to you. What's the incentive? What's the incentive to keep it real?
We can say what we will about Edwin Edwards, but he had a big hand in keeping the Saints in New Orleans too. Don't realize that.
Edwards was responsible for a lot. Yeah. You got the dome.
Glad-handed and backslapping to try to keep Benson happy. He didn't want to see him go either,
They did a lot. And see, that's a part of it too. And credit to, to old Edwin Edwards. He was responsible for putting that arena down there. And we would not have a basketball team if it wasn't for him. When it was unpopular, he was responsible for putting that arena down there, because his goal was to lure a basketball team here. And that is exactly what we did. When they built that arena there, and originally was built there, when that was his vision. And also the casinos was his vision, to bring revenue to the state. And then the original deal was they were supposed to take a percentage of the monies made, the revenues from the casino, and use it to fix the streets and do stuff for the schools. But notice the city streets still stink. They still tore up. Notice the schools in worse position. See, is that the rotten ass politicians' fault? No, it's your fault, because we supposed to be watching them. They're supposed to be watchdog groups, just like the Great Saint Think Tank is a watchdog group on the New Orleans Saints. We keep it real. We gonna separate. I don't care if Sean Payton can get on this show. That I'm gonna ask him and talk the same way to Payton on this show that I'm talking to y'all. I won't put on the representative on rep and talk to her. There ain't no need to too many people putting on the representative to talk to Sean Payton ass already. We ain't getting no answers. We ain't getting nowhere with that. You got 3 playoff debacles falling through the goddamn floor, and the guy head so big you gotta cut the top of the dome off just to put his ass up in there because he can't fit through no other openings in the place. So I mean, enough placating to Sean Payton. Enough placating. I'm tired of it.
Floor with duct tape and Gorilla Glue. You can't fix no wooden floor like that. You got to build that thing up.
Man, it's absolutely insane because we called out the moves. I said, listen, is these Super Bowl bust moves or not? Is bringing in great value, good players is going to make an impact to this team? No, they're not. Why? Because most of these guys are not going to see the field. Even when you got young guys that were catching interceptions for almost every day in practice, they can't even get a glimpse of the field. What do a young guy has to do on the defense to get a glimpse of the field? And you see Patrick Robinson getting burnt. You see P.J. Williams getting toasted. You see these guys getting their ass handed to them, and you mean tell me I ain't gonna put that young guy out there because he might get burnt? What the difference is? If you got one guy getting burnt, this old ass guy out here getting burnt, what's the use and the difference in having a young guy out there? I'm saying, and that's the part of it. Say when the family actually say, "Q, why they looking so bad?" Communication, confusion. How is that when you got veterans out there, guys that are heady, that are smart? Then you start looking at all this, so how they all confused at the same time. That's a real big improbability that they'll be confused all at the same time. That's a schematic problem, bro. That's Dennis Allen goofy ass up there trying to be Einstein or whatever you want to call it, and he making the schemes too complex. And as opposed to, he needs to play to the strengths of the guys that are out there, and don't put them in positions where they'll get burnt. Stop putting Marcus Williams, who's already confused, in positions to make plays, and he's not making the plays because he don't know where to be. And you know the man don't know where to be. And you looking at the tape. Anybody with eyes can look at the tape and see Marcus Williams don't know what he's supposed to do. That he let Keenan Allen flash in front of him to catch an easy touchdown. He was late to react on it. He was sitting back there watching the whole play, and the guy ran right in front of him. I'm like, so you mean to tell me you didn't see the guy throwing the ball? You sitting up there looking, and you let him catch the ball in front of you for a touchdown? And see that Marcus Williams he's not getting that proper instruction, obviously, and the rest of it either. So are they gonna iron out these wrinkles against two-gun Teddy or two-glove Teddy? We'll see. But like I always say, 2 rushes, first down. Two rushes, first down. 2 rushes.
It's kind of like that old Forrest Gump. Q, he had to hold up the big stop sign. Stop, Forrest. Everybody holler, stop, fool. Morgan, will you turn your head around? But Q, I'm so glad the fans gonna get in the dome. And I want you to wear they get out there, 2 rushes, first down, run the ball, coach, the whole 9. Just let them see it, man, because that would be wonderful. Somebody come out a big old banner. Please run the ball, Q. Coach Payton. 2 rushes first down.
2 rushes first down. 2 rushes.
But I don't know, Sean Payton might ban him from getting in there if he see it, though.
Take that down.
Like
he'd be like Jim Moore. He'd be like Jim Moore trying to get in the stands to rip the sign down. He said, Coach, you can't go up there. I want that sign taken down right now. Coach, you can't do that, man. The man bring that sign up here.
That's how he gets. But like I said, I expect him to win. I'm looking at it like 27-20 Saints. You know, I don't think Bridgewater. I think the Saints got enough pressure to get to him. But you know what, Q? If they pass up on J.J. Watt, Sean Payton really is crazy. You can't keep passing up on these defensive guys. You know.
I don't. We'll see. I don't know. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I have zero confidence in the fact that the Saints will actually send draft picks to Titans to pick up J.J. Watt. I mean, I just don't think that's something they're going to do because they don't see that they have an issue. And just like most addicts, and Sean Payton's a passing game. He's addicted to throwing the ball. He doesn't see any issues, any problems anywhere. So why should he make a trade like that to give up resources? We're fine with what we got. We got Davenport and Trey Hendrickson. We're fine. And Cam, we're good. That's good enough. We're fine.
You better hope and pray Cam don't go down for any length of time.
Man, we better pray. We better pray and hope and pray that Hendrickson and Davenport remain healthy for the summation of the season. That's the real big thing. Is that we got Davenport back, and let's please keep him and Trey Hendrickson the way Trey's playing. Please, let's keep Trey Hendrickson there, and let's be able to do at least that. You know what I'm saying? But Brother Paul,
Malcolm Brown, too.
Go say it again, Brother Paul.
I said, where's Malcolm Brown? I haven't seen him but twice this whole season. What is he doing out there? Still hurt?
Nah, Malcolm Brown is playing. He played. He plays.
Oh, he ain't making no impact. Him and Rankin's quiet as church mouse. They need to step it up too, Q.
Yeah, it's a lot going on, man. But they're playing. We're going to see some more of them brothers, man, going on, man. But, Brother Paul, I got to the end, my man. I got another show I got to do. Man. But listen, thank you for calling, man. My brother. I appreciate you as always. Thank you, bro.
Oh, appreciate you too, man.
Who that? That's Brother Paul chiming in. Brother Paul is our last caller for the night. Man, listen, we had fun. I had to break the show up into two components, family. The first part has a lot of the news on it that we covered. This show is, of course, reaction calls from the family members. But just to let the family members know, we enjoyed the show this time around. And I'd like to thank everybody for chiming in on the show tonight. We're going to fire up a Ring Kings Boxing on a Ring Kings Boxing. We'll recap the fights, Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez. We'll recap that later on tonight. We do a late edition of Ring Kings Boxing on the Ring King Boxing World channel. So if you want to join us, please feel free to go over there a little later. In maybe about 15 minutes, we'll be firing it up. So thank you. Thank all the callers for chiming in on this edition of the show, man. Thank y'all. We'll be back Thursday. I know I got confused. Who that to you, Kyle? I see you, Kyle, in the building. Big ups to your family. I see you there, fam. Nola Balls, big ups to you, fam. Much love to you and your elders. James Combs III. What up, Swade? Good to see him in the chat. Swade in the building. Big ups to your homie. Let's see who else there that I can give. Lori. Who that to you, Lori? Good to see you, baby. Big ups to you as well. And any of the rest of the Pay Attention 26 in the building. Big ups to you. And my T Dirty. What up, T Dirty? My dog T Dirty in the building. Mike Larry. What's up, Mike? Good to see you in the chat as well. Big ups, fam. Much love to you and Yearn. And of course, big ups to my dog CB and the Who Dat for Life Saints vids. Big ups to my boy over there showing some love. Appreciate you as well, bro. But like I said, family, man, listen, this is going to be an eventful week. We'll be back tomorrow with more Saints talk. We'll have the injury report tomorrow as well. We'll go over that. We also go over the latest Saints news. You know, we always keep it spicy. And we might open up the phone lines tomorrow as well, family. Why the hell not? We'll cover the latest news and notes on the show tomorrow as well. So before we go, family, just give a shout out to you and ask the family members to please show some support at the Pro Shop. For all those who don't know about the Pro Shop, feel free to go there and check out the latest shirt and gear that we have. The latest gear. The 2 Rushes First Down shirt is out. That's really nice. 2 rushes first down. 2 rushes. 2 rushes first down is in the building. It comes in all colors, all sizes. We ain't building no spaceships, man. That's also available as well. Man, we need to be stopped. All that's available at the Pro Shop, fam. Link in the description section below. And check it out, man, as well. Big ups to the family. Thank y'all. Also, let the family members know about Pro Radio. Feel free to go to Pro Radio and check it out. Link in the description section where you can sign up and listen to all of the shows in the audio format. We talking about the Sports Coma Pelican Postgame Report. And we just did a Pelican Postgame Report. For those who don't know, if you're a Pelicans fan, we just did one early today. It was like a 15-minute version emergency report. We usually broadcast the Pelican Postgame Reports on Friday night. So if you're interested in that, feel free to join up on our Pelican Post Game Report channel on YouTube. Link is in the description section. Also, like I said, Pro Radio has all of our content on it. You can listen to it in this audio format. Link in the description. Patreon, if you enjoy the show and the platform, become a member at the Patreon, please. You can start off by $1 donation, and every donation gets you access to locked content. That's right, we have locked content on our Patreon page. We do shows on the Saints every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Lock shows for our Patreon and YouTube members. There are over 20 shows that's available for your approval. We go on there. We have the haters segment where we break down the industry haters on there. It's pretty cool, man. And the family members is small, it's more personable. So if you want to be a part of that, feel free to join up at patreon.com/the Pro Media Network as well. And like I said, $1, $5, it don't matter. Get you that. Also, On Q with Big Q is also available. Family, I know I've been telling you I've been working on the latest show. I am working on it. Trust me, just be patient. Big ups to our sponsor, one of our sponsors at GetLifeMask.com, a local company. They have all kind of masks, but in particular, they have the New Orleans, the Pelicans, and the LSU masks that are available. What makes these masks different, they actually have a filter that's inside of the mask that lasts for about 3 months, and you can change the filter out, and it actually filters the air, unlike just putting something over your face. It filters the air. So if you want to check out and get a mask, if you feel like you need that or your family, go to GetLifeMask.com and use the product code TheSportsComa. They'll give you 10% off on the purchase. Now we got Suede in there. Suede, if you're still on the stream, tell us about. Let me see if Suede is your. He was telling me about his shirts from back in the day. Hold on, let me see if I could find Suede's website and share that with the family members. Just give me just a second. Suede, hit up the chat. If you're still in the chat, let me know you're still in the chat. Hold on here. Let me see. What's the name of Suede's? What's this? Okay. Give me just a second, fam, before we go. I wanted to share Suede's company with y'all. Okay, he said he here. All right, Suede, what's the name of the t-shirt company, bro? What's the name of it? Put it in the put the name of that in the chat, and I'm gonna put it on the screen for the family members. Put it in there. Okay. Put it in there, Suede, and I'm gonna put it. Hold on here. I'm trying to remember how it's spelled. Y'all just give me just a second, fam. All right, hold on. All right, I'll tell you what, Demi, who that to you, Demi? Good to see you, fam. All right, just give me just a second. I'm gonna put Suede's website. I was telling y'all about a lot of the old urban shirts. If you're interested, hold on. I'm gonna share the screen in a second so we can look at it. And this is what I was telling y'all. I know I was trying to remember the thing, but hold on, I'm gonna share it with y'all. Give me just a second. Here it is. Okay, Buku Nola, that's the name of it. Buku Nola, this is Suede's site. This is his site right here. When I shared this with the family members a while ago, but this is Suede's site right here. And he sells all kind of stuff. They got shirts on here. And as you can notice, he got old shirts. You can see the Seafood City shirt right there. Let me see if I can zoom in on it to give a better view on it. Let me go a little closer. All right. As you can see, he got the AMP shirt. That's fire. And then you got Eckert's. See, you got the old school shirts that's the businesses, and then he got all kind of stuff there. So as you can see Can Be, AMP, he got Maison Blanche, he got Eckert's, and then he got all kind of New Orleans word shirts, Boat Y'all, which he's referring to two individuals, Boat Y'all, the New Orleans nomenclature, spend a night, which means to stay overnight. And it's spelled, you see that's pretty unique. So if y'all want to show Suede some love, please feel free to go to bukunola.com. Let me see if we can put that in the chat for him, because I was asking him, I was like, man, let me see if I can put that in the chat. Give me just a second, fam. Let me put this in the chat for y'all. All right. I wonder if that's spelled. I think it's spelled right. Bukunola. It's bukunola.com. And as you can see, you got all kind of stuff. And it's real fire. Like, you can show them some love. And look, he got the Seafood City shirt right there, the old school Seafood City shirt. So, all right, thank you. All right, family. So I just wanted to share that with the family members before we went and showed Swade some love on his business. And man, what can I tell you? Doing big good, doing it big. Rite Aid, is Rite Aid still up? Is Rite Aid still a business? I think Rite Aid is still a business, isn't it? I think it's still a business. I don't think Rite Aid went away. But yeah, but Swade's supposed to be working on some more, but that's the first ones. And he got all kind of stuff he gonna be rolling out too. So y'all show Swade some love, man. You know we love Swade over here. He a good brother, he a diehard guy. He been here since the beginning, man. He's one of the guys. And I wanted to show my little brother some love. So, you know, this is what we do. We give love. If you want love, you got to give love to receive love. So, I mean, big ups to, but I like to thank all of the family members out there. Big ups to the rest of the family members. Thank y'all for joining us on this edition of the show. And like I said, I'll be back Thursday with more news and notes. And I know I said we'll be back. We're going to fire up the TSC Unleashed tomorrow. We couldn't do it today. We had issues with the internet, but we'll be fine tomorrow. We'll fire it up at our regular time. We'll start doing them early. They got to be done early. We gonna more than likely fire it up for 1 o'clock tomorrow. Actually, it's probably be for 12 o'clock. That's a better time for me. 12 o'clock tomorrow, TSC Unleashed, and then the Sports Coma will be later on, about 5 or so. And tomorrow's Thursday, so I don't think we got anything scheduled on Thursday night or something like that, you know, any extra stuff. So I thank all you guys for joining us on the show today, and I'm going to see y'all guys tomorrow on our Thursday show. So who that take?
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. Number one sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons. We won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies and the vets, players you should look at. It's the Sports Coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game, party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Swade, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Peyton, New Orleans, who that nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the Sports Coma, all we know is say Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma.